Dear students, now we'll discuss the Unit 6 Non-Uniform Flow in Open Channel. So already we discussed the Unit 2 Introduction to Open Channel Flow, Unit 3 Uniform Flow in Open Channel. So when for a given length of channel, because of topography, undulations in the alignment of channel, for example rivers and natural tributaries. So for a given length of channel, if velocity of flow, depth of flow and slope of the channel is not constant, then the flow in open channel is known as non-uniform flow. So mathematically, depth of flow, velocity of flow over the space, if you take the section 1, section 2, then it does not constant. So it's a 3D complex situation. All the parameters are varying: depth, flow, velocity. So mathematically computations are very difficult. So in this unit we are trying to understand what is non-uniform flow in open channel, expression to carry out the gradual varied flow computations. So we'll take in detail now non-uniform flow in open channel. So we know the occurrence of open channel whenever there is a change in the direction of flow, change in the depth of flow because of topography, change in the cross section, change in the slope of the channel, change in the discharge and presence of a control section. So non-uniform flow is occur in all this situation. Already we studied all these things: uniform flow, non-uniform flow in open channel, GVF, RPF. We will just shortly revise. So for a control section, the flow is laminar. If all the parameters of flow is constant for a given section, then such a flow is known as uniform flow. If the flow characteristics changes, then it is known as non-uniform flow. Yes or no? So in this we know there are two types: gradually varied flow and rapidly varied flow. So if the flow parameters are changing slowly over the span, then it is known as gradually varied flow, GVF. If it is abruptly changes, then it is known as rapidly varied flow. So in this unit we are going to carry out all these computations based on the non-linear analysis. So occurrence of non-uniform flow, GVF and RVF: upstream flow over a dam or weir, downstream flow of sluice gate, hydraulic jump at downstream of dam, hydraulic drop surge moving up canal in case of divergent network. So there are the locations where you can observe GVF and RVF. I will differentiate GVF and RVF. So when variation of depth of flow along the channel is gradual, and it is known as GVF. You can draw the neat sketch also. So when variation of depth of flow along the channel is sudden, it is known as RVF. Curvature of streamlines is not excessive. You can understand there is a laminar flow. It is not changing drastically. So streamlines are parallel, or you can say it is a laminar flow. Well, in case of RVF, there is a supercritical flow for a small span. So curvature of streamlines is excessive. Frictional resistance play an important role. So as flow is laminar, there is a resistance by the surface, or you can take into account the frictional resistance. But as flow is supercritical in case of RVF, Frictional resistance is relatively insignificant. Our amount is less compared to your supercritical flow intensity. Again, energy loss due to friction. Here energy loss is due to internal energy changes because of head variations. Pressure distribution is hydrostatic as flow is uniform and gradually varied. So pressure distribution is hydrostatic. In case of RVF, pressure distribution is non-hydrostatic. You can understand the location: upstream flow over dam, downstream flow of sluice gate. RVF, hydraulic jump at downstream of dam, surge moving up a canal. You can draw the neat sketch also to get more understanding about GVF and RVF. So from exam point of view, it is important differentiate GVF and RVF. So before computing the GVF, there are certain assumptions. As the situation is complex in all the three directions, parameters are varying. So to understand mathematically, there are certain assumptions. For example, first assumption is the channel is prismatic, means it is a systematic shape like rectangular, trapezoidal. Yes or no? Already we know all these fundamentals in unit 2. So the channel is prismatic. The bed slope of the channel is very small. We are considering the sections to carry out the analysis. The flow is steady and hence the discharge is constant. Practically flow is varying if you see the river flow, but to do the analysis at particular section we are considering the flow is steady, y1, y2, y3, hence discharge is constant. So these are all assumptions to simplify the computations to understand the non-uniform flow in open channel. So the energy correction factor alpha is unity. We will understand the energy at section 1, section 2 by applying the Bernoulli's equation. The roughness coefficient of the flow is constant throughout the length of channel. So we are assuming certain roughness, Manning's and Chase given the constant. Same we are following here also. And that resistance towards the flow taken into account. The pressure distribution in any vertical direction is hydrostatic. The Chase formula or Manning's formula applicable for uniform flow in channel is also applicable for gradually varied flow. So same relations can be used to compute the velocity of flow with the help of Chase and Manning's formula. Already we use in unit 2 and 3. So these are the assumptions for GVF computations. Now we'll understand the expression for GVF. So consider the prismatic channel, for example rectangular channel. Flow gradually varied flow along the x direction. You can take the section 1 and section 2. You can understand the energy at section 1 and section 2. So consider a channel having gradually varied flow as shown in figure. Let y be the depth of flow, gradually decreasing in the direction of flow. Consider the datum. Above datum surface say z1, z, depth of flow at section 1 y1, at section 2 it is y2, velocity of flow v, slope of the channel bed, slope of energy line. In case of uniform flow, we know SF is parallel to the water surface. In this case it is varying. That depends on the velocity of flow, depth of flow, channel bed, Yes or no? We'll take into detail. So by applying the Bernoulli's equation at section 1 and section 2, we know the energy. Total head or energy equals to datum head plus potential head plus velocity head. Yes or no? E equal to z plus y plus v square upon twice g. Or you can replace v by q by a. Yes or no? Velocity is q upon a. So you can get this relation. So consider a channel along the longitudinal direction, that is along x. So we'll differentiate the equation with respect to x. We will get dh upon dx equals to dz upon dx plus dy upon dx plus d dx of q square upon twice g s square. Yes or no? So by differentiating it comes to q square g a cube. Yes or no? Where dh upon dx is nothing but, now h is this much, z1 plus y1 plus v1 square upon twice g. X is the distance between section 1 and section 2. So dh upon dx will get the slope of energy line. Now this negative sign indicates the slope is downward. In the flow direction, it is in the downward direction. Now dz upon dx will give the bed slope or slope of channel bed. Clear? Channel bed slope with respect to horizontal is dz upon dx. Slope of energy line with respect to horizontal is SF dh upon dx. And slope of water surface is dy upon dx. Clear? We can replace all these things with the known slope. Negative sign is taken as the value of h and z decreases in the direction of flow. So replace dh upon dx with minus sf, dz upon dx with minus so, dy by dx is minus sw. So this equation becomes like this. Yes or no? Where dA upon dx is, you can apply the partial differentiation. So this is nothing but A upon d, we know the relation. A upon T is hydraulic depth. Yes or no? So T equals to A upon D. So A upon D you can replace with top width T. Clear? So here top width at free surface is dA upon dy. Actually it is dA upon T is dA upon dd. Yes or no? Here d is depth of flow y. So it is dA upon y. So taking this term RHS, LHS, so it comes to this, replacing dA upon dx with T dy upon dx. So keeping the dy upon dx common, so it comes to 1 minus q square T upon Ga cube. Clear? So you can replace the discharge with velocity. So it comes to 1 minus v square upon gy. Clear? By replacing the a upon t with d and velocity is q upon a. So this equation becomes SO minus SF equals to 1 minus v square upon gy dy upon dx. Now we know the Froude number, relation of Froude number. So this is nothing but Froude number is v upon under root gy. So same relation, v upon under root gy is nothing but product number. So actually this is the equation is called as differential equation for gradually varied flow or dynamic equation of GVF. Either we express in terms of product number, otherwise this is the expression for GVF. You can replace with product number. Clear? Derivation for computation of GVF in case of non-uniform flow in open channel. So this is very useful when you are making the analysis in case of backwater curve. So based on the slope with respect to bottom, you can classify the flow. So the slope may be negative, positive or 0. Depth of flow may be decreasing, increasing or parallel to the channel bed slope. So when the depth of water surface decreases in the direction of flow, then the profile water surface obtained is known as drop down curve and slope is less than 0 or negative. Clear? Similarly, when depth of flow is parallel to the bed surface, so in this case the slope is 0. So when the water surface is parallel to the channel bed along the flow direction, then the flow is uniform flow and slope is 0. dy upon dx equal to 0. What is the third situation? This is the decreasing in the direction of flow. This is parallel to the bed surface. Third situation, increasing in the direction of flow. Yes or no? Flow is increasing in the direction of flow. So when the depth of water surface increases in the direction of flow, then the profile water surface obtained is known as backwater curve, and here slope is positive. Dy upon dx is greater than 0. So either slope may be positive, slope may be negative, or it may be 0. If it is 0, then it is known as uniform flow. If it is positive, then it is backwater curve. When it is negative, it is drop down curve. Clear? Fundamentals of non-uniform flow in open channel. I will discuss in detail. There are various methods: Venn-T-Chow method, integration method, then various types of curve, mild curves, steep slope curve, then classification of flow according to the various water surface profile. So all these things we will discuss in detail in the subsequent section. Thank you.